Hello, today you are going to be doing Alex's assignment on solving equations. The equations that you will be solving are not like any equations that you've seen before. These equations may have more than one variable in them, but don't panic, you still solve them exactly the same way. So in order to solve the equation for whatever variable they've asked you to solve for, you are trying to isolate that variable by using inverse operations. So remember that in order to get rid of a subtraction, you use addition. Remember that in order to get rid of an addition, you use subtraction. To get rid of a multiplication, you use division. And to get rid of a division, you use multiplication. And remember that whatever you do on one side of the equation, you do the exact same thing on the other side. So I'm going to spend a few minutes going through some example problems of what you will see on your ALEKS assignment, and then you will have the rest of the time to work on that. Okay, as you look at this equation here, y plus x equals 12. If I asked you to solve this equation for the y, to get the y alone, okay, we would have to get rid of the plus x. In order for this y to be alone, we have to get rid of the plus x. And the way that we get rid of a plus x is to do a minus x. And whatever we do on one side of the equation, we have to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we would be left with y equals 12 minus x. And this is our answer. We can't combine the 12 and the negative x because they are not like terms. So once you have the variable that you are solving for all alone, you are done. So let's look at another one. Y divided by 4 equals x. And if I ask you to solve for y, that means you want to get the y all by itself. Okay? And in this particular equation, you have y divided by 4 equals x. So in order to get the y alone, you have to get rid of the division of 4. The way that you cancel out a division is by using multiplication. So if we multiply the left side by 4, that's going to cancel out our divided by 4. And then we're also going to need to multiply the right side by 4. So y equals 4 times x. That is our solution. Let's look at another one. Okay, so this particular equation does not have more than one variable. So if I ask you to solve this equation for the y, to get this y alone, the y right now is on the right side of our equal sign. And in order to isolate that y, or to get it alone, we're going to have to get rid of the subtract 5. We're also going to need to get rid of this multiplication of 2. So remember, when you're solving a two-step equation, you always get rid of the addition or subtraction part first. So to get rid of the subtract 5, we would do an addition of 5 on both sides. And then in your calculator, if you put in negative 19 plus 5, you get negative 14 is equal to 2 times by y. Then from there, in order to get the y alone, we have to get rid of the multiplication of 2, so we use division. If we divide the right side by 2, 2 divided by 2 leaves us with 1y. We also need to divide the left side by 2, so we get y equals negative 7. Okay, let's look at another one. Let's say you have the equation, give us some new space here. Let's say that you have the equation p is equal to a plus b subtract 1, and you are asked to solve for the a. So as we look at this equation here, we can see that the a is on the right side of our equal sign. In order for the a to be by itself, we're going to have to get rid of the addition of b. We're also going to need to get rid of the subtract 1. So to get rid of the addition of b, we do a subtract b, which we have to do that on both sides. So now we have p minus b equals a. The plus b minus b cancels out, but we still have our -1. And now a is not alone yet. We still have to get rid of the subtract 1 by doing an addition of 1. Now I can't combine a p with a -1b or with a 1 because they are not like terms. They are all different variables or constants. So once the a is all by itself, this is the solution. A equals p, and then a -1b, and then plus 1. Okay, let's look at a few more examples that you will see on your ALEKS assignment. Let's say you have 2 times x plus 21 divided by 5 equals 3. Okay, remember we're going to consider this numerator as one expression, and in order to get this x alone, we first have to get rid of the divided by 5 by multiplying by 5, which we do that on both sides. So now we're left with 2 times x plus 21 equals 3 times 5, which is 15. And then from there, we would get rid of the plus 21 by doing a subtract 21 on both sides. So 2 times x equals -6. And then to get rid of the multiplication of 2, we use division. Divide by 2 on both sides. So x equals -3. Okay, the last type of equation that you are going to see is one that looks like this. So if we're going to solve this equation for the w, the first thing that we need to do is to distribute the 3 to both of the terms on the inside of the parenthesis. So 3 times 2w is 6w, 3 times 8 is 24. And then we would subtract 24 from both sides. So 6 times w equals 60 minus 24, which is a positive 36. And then to get rid of the multiplication of 6, we would divide by 6 on both sides. So w equals 6. That is your solution. Okay, so you guys have the rest of the time to work on your ALEKS assignment, and it is the more solving equations. I have given you an example problem just like you will see in your ALEKS assignment. You can raise your hand if you are having a question or you're not getting one of them right, and I will be happy to help you.